I'm Denha, and you're watching FYI. Since the 1930s, Ann Arbor has laid the foundation in the figure skating community, even being the birthplace of synchronized skating. Watch as our local figure skaters soar during Melody on Ice. The Ann Arbor Figure Skating Club celebrated legends and icons during the 77th annual Melody on Ice.
There are over 200 skaters in the show this year. There are 45 different numbers, and they range in ability level from little toddlers that can wiggle backward and jump and are just probably the sweethearts of the entire show, to adult numbers, but a lot of mid-range levels.
What we're looking at is the legends and icons of music, people like Prince, Queen, Aretha Franklin, Elvis. We're going through the whole gamut.
It's a lot of fun. The songs this year are really good. They're total jams.
We're doing Respect by Aretha Franklin.
I come in and just kind of like help boost up the show a little bit, right? Like get to meet the kids, get to spend time with them. It's a nice thing for some of the skaters that haven't really been doing this a long time to talk to somebody that has, and they've been through, you know, that whole path that a competitive ice skater goes through.
The club has created some legends of their own on the ice.
We've had amazing skaters come out of the Ann Arbor Figure Skating Club, and Olympians, in fact, that have represented in the last 3 Olympics.
Skating's a very interesting thing where it takes so much time and so much effort to be able to understand the craft, because as you can kind of tell, the first time you put ice skates on, you step on the ice, it's a very foreign feeling and it's very uncomfortable. Yet when you watch someone on television, it looks really natural and really graceful.
It's fun to watch people enjoy themselves. It's fun to see how a lot of people's work pays off.
For more on the Ann Arbor Figure Skating Club, visit annarborfsc.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. March is Maple Sugar Month at Metro Parks throughout the area. During this time, learn the technique of getting the sap from tree to table. Hudson Mills Metro Park is home to the sugar bush. These trees, tapped yearly, produce some delectable maple syrup.
We are making maple sugar. We're tapping our maple trees. When I say tap, I don't mean we're tapping like a woodpecker, but we're putting a little hole in there and taking some of the sap out. And here at the evaporator, we're boiling it down into maple syrup.
We tapped the tree to get the maple out of it, and we got to taste it.
Deep-rooted in America's history is the tapping of maple trees.
Maple sugaring was started by our native people that were here before the Europeans got here. It was just a way of making food at that time of the year when your winter food stores were used up.
What I liked the most was learning about how the different tools have evolved through the years from when they first started doing this with the Native Americans up till now using more newer technology.
Back then, they would use a wooden trough to boil it down in. Throwing hot rocks into the liquid would cause it to boil. So it's kind of a rocks in, rocks out, and they would actually continue on until they had a dried sugar product at the very end. So they wouldn't store it as maple syrup, it would actually be a dry sugar. They're going to kind of look at the history of it. They're going to see how the natives made it, how the first settlers made it, and how we're doing it today.
As the weather changes, you will see more and more people walking to their next destination. But as a pedestrian, there are some safety tips you should keep in mind as you travel around the area. Learn about the responsibility of the pedestrian in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Officer Jamie Adkins with the Ann Arbor Police Department, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about pedestrian safety. Now, we all know here in the city of Ann Arbor, vehicles are supposed to stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. However, here are some tips that you can do as a pedestrian to help keep yourself safe when crossing the street. Make sure that you stand clear of bushes, of buses, of parked cars, garbage cans, so that drivers are able to see you at the crosswalk. Also, at night, make sure you're wearing bright colored clothing or reflective materials so that you're more readily visible to vehicles. And also make sure that you're crossing in well-lit areas. Be careful at crossings. Cross streets at marked crosswalks or intersections. Obey traffic signals such as walk and don't walk signs. Look left, look right, look left again when you're crossing, just like you were taught in kindergarten. Most importantly, look across all lanes of traffic and visually clear each lane before crossing. And lastly, put away those smartphones and pay attention to where you're crossing. Thank you, and keep yourself safe.
For 22 years, Dance Marathon at the University of Michigan, students have been sliding on their most comfortable shoes as they dance for a full 24 hours during VictorThon. This is a culmination of a year's worth of efforts to raise money and awareness for pediatric therapies at CS Mont and Beaumont's Children's Hospitals. Joining me is Emily Bacon, Public Relations for DMUM. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Hi, yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you. We've been in contact for about a year now. Can you tell me what DMUM is and maybe why you wanted to join? What made it special for you?
Yeah, definitely. So DMUM as an organization, our primary goal is to raise funds and awareness to support the pediatric rehabilitation therapies at CS Mont and Beaumont Children's Hospital, like you mentioned. But one of the reasons that I joined is because something I think that makes DMUM really unique is that we allow the students that register with us to form really close relationships with the families that register with us. So we currently have 42 registered families who attend CS Mont and Beaumont Children's Hospital. And throughout the year, we have a number of different events that allow students who are paired with different families to really bond with them, as well as we have separate committees of leadership who arrange events such as bowling or going out for ice cream that are kind of more intimate, and you really get a chance to really form a special relationship with the families that are registered with our organization. So that's something I think is really special and the reason why a lot of our students continue to work with us.
That probably attributes to why it's like one of the biggest student organizations.
Yeah, it's one of the largest student orgs on campus, and it's actually the largest student-run profit in the state of Michigan. So
that's pretty impressive. Yeah. What has been your personal experience? Have you been with a family the whole 3 years you've been with DMUM?
Yeah, so the first year I was part of Dance Marathon, I was paired with a family, and I remember actually when we were at VictorThon, which was really where our event that's coming up in a couple weeks, and that was where I really fell in love with the organization. And because the kid that was in my family, she got up on stage and did this talent show where she sung and danced, and she was just really, really incredible. The next year, unfortunately, I wasn't paired with their family again, but I was paired with the Maskells and their daughter Maddie, and we did bowling a few times, and I got really close with her, which was really nice. And this year, as I'm on the exec board, we're not actually paired with a specific family as we're on exec, but I still get to see Maddie and her family at all the events, and her parents always come up and chat to me. So that's really nice to still be able to have those relationships with them.
So you mentioned VictorThon. That's the main reason we're here talking today. So it's been going on for 22 years, but what is it? What exactly happens at VictorThon?
So what happens at VictorThon is our 550 currently registered students will come to the indoor track building, the indoor training center, and they will stand for 24 hours, and they will stand for the full 24 hours to continue raising money and continue raising awareness for our cause. But what we also do, obviously, is 24 hours is a very long time. Our planning committee, there are 5 committees in the planning team, and they really work together to organize a number of different events to kind of keep students engaged. We have different theme hours, and students bring costumes, and there are games and things like that. And we also have, as it gets into the later hours, one of our committees is responsible for organizing student groups to come and perform. So we have dance groups, musical groups, things like that to really keep the students engaged, as well as one of our biggest hyping up the students thing is our line dance, which we have every 2 hours, and every 2 hours a team will come on stage and teach every time they add on songs, and it's kind of 30 seconds of each added on. And that's just a really great way to get everyone engaged. And I was on line dance last year, and it was, oh my God, it was so fun.
Well, I think the interesting thing about Dance Marathon is like you think like you have to be able to dance, but you really don't.
Oh no, yeah,
right?
That's one of our things actually when we're recruiting. We almost open with the fact that we're not a dance group. We're really not. The reason the dance comes from the line dance, but the dancing is really just for fun. You don't have to be a good dancer at all.
So how do you get to go to VictorThon? Do you have to buy tickets, register in advance? Can anyone go, like the general public?
So anyone can go. To be our students that are registered with us, you can register at any point throughout the year. You can honestly register the day before, but you are supposed to have raised $300 as a registered student to be able to attend the actual VictorThon event. Other than that, really anyone can go, but we do charge a $5 admission fee to visit. But for me personally, all years I've had my friends, my roommates come visit me. They bring me coffee, they bring me snacks and things like that. So yeah, it really is open to anyone, and we have a lot of, we also, recently we started doing this thing where we would get friends to encourage their friends to be what we call moralers. So get them to come and kind of up the morale of their friends that are involved. But like I said, we do charge the $5 admissions fee to do that.
So do you have a fundraising goal for this year's VictorThon?
So yeah, this year we are aiming to raise $350,000. It's changing slightly the way we reveal it, so that we're only releasing our revenue as opposed to all the money we've raised that also would cover expenses. So that's why it's a little bit less than it was last year.
Okay.
But yeah.
But you can donate, so like you guys can reach out to people to get them to donate, but you can just go on the website and donate too.
Yes, you can just go on the website to donate. And you can donate to a specific dancer, a specific student, or you can just donate to the organization in general. Yeah, it's all through DMUM.org.
So why do you think people should donate their money or time to VictorThon as opposed to maybe some other nonprofits out there?
I think, like I mentioned before, I think that what is really special about VictorThon is the relationships that we create with the families and the students. And something that I also think that we often don't mention enough is that what is really special about DMUM are the communities that we create with these families. I remember we have Zacharias is a kid that is part of DMUM, and he's such a charmer. He's always out there singing and dancing, and his mom said to me at a recent event that something that she's gained so much from being part of this organization is that she's made so many friends with other parents who she feels that she can really connect with because they share similar experiences. And she also told me that when Zacharias was born, his parents were told that he would never be able to walk, that he really wouldn't be able to do anything, and he is now, you know, that kid that is out there running around and doing all these great, amazing things. And so for me, I think we really see the effects of the money that we raise. We really see the benefits and the results that we create and those communities that we empower. So I think that's really why we should donate to Dance Marathon.
And you're looking for volunteers still for VictorThon, or?
Yeah, what do you mean by volunteers?
Do you need anyone to help?
Yes, so yes we do. Well, that's actually something that we're really working towards right now, especially in terms of setting up and clearing down, especially as often at the end of the event, the tear down is left to the leadership board, who has already been awake for more than 24 hours, as we are responsible for the setup as well. And so we often involve other service-based student orgs and student service fraternities and things like that, and get our friends to come help. But yeah, we're always looking for people to come help us with those.
So they can just come to the event and stick around, or do they go on the website?
I think that they would have to contact probably our planning director, but they can find all that information on the website. But yeah, I'm sure that there's definitely no way that we would turn down any help needed if someone came to visit at the end.
How tired you are after 24 hours of standing.
It's strange. It's not even just the tiredness. It's such an emotional experience as well, especially as at the end, often parents will get up and give speeches about how much the organization has impacted in their children's lives, and I'm always in tears at the end. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that this year.
Well, if we missed anything, is there anything you wanted to add or tell people why they should come to VictorThon this year?
I think, well, just really why anyone should come to VictorThon is just to see how much passion and positivity there is in our organization, and it's really, it always is something that we always talk about, that how amazing it is that we're all just students, really. We all have work to do. We even set up tables at VictorThon so that people can study. There's study sections, because I know that I've had friends year after year that have had midterms the week after VictorThon, and we're still there for 24 hours. And I think that that's something that's also really special, to just come and see how just a bunch of broke college students are here dedicating their time, and they've fundraised. Some of them, I know that there are even students that aren't on leadership that have fundraised over $1,000 already, which is just really incredible. So I think if you just want to come and see just such a positive atmosphere of people that are just dedicating their time to help others, it's a really special event.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see that all that CTN has to offer. And remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.